Welcome to Module 3 of the MELI Unit's Concepts of Monitoring and Evaluation and Learning course. In this module, we will introduce you to key definitions and foundational concepts important to program learning, including the difference between strategic and program level learning and learning agendas and the program learning cycle. Let's get started. What is learning? Learning is the continuous process that utilizes different sources of data to inform project planning and implementation. Importantly, we generally distinguish between two types of learning. First is Big L learning, which is strategic organization-wide learning that pulls from a variety of sources to inform broad, cross-cutting, mission-related, or operational questions. The second is little L learning, which is using data to inform decision-making related to specific program activities. Big L strategic learning, we are generally utilizing tools like learning agendas. What is a learning agenda? A learning agenda is comprised of a set of questions addressing knowledge gaps that, when answered, enable effective program decisions. Additionally, it includes a roadmap for the planned activities intended to answer those questions. And finally, a learning agenda sets out strategic knowledge and information priorities to guide evidence gathering activities. ECA's current learning agenda was developed in 2022, drawing on input from across the Bureau and in alignment with ECA's policy priorities reflected in our current Functional Bureau strategy. It builds off of the 2019 version, which was developed by MELI following guidance in the Foundations for Evidence-Based Policymaking Act of 2018. The Learning Agenda establishes the information the Bureau wants to know through a series of 8 broad research questions and corresponding detailed sub-questions. These questions reflect the Bureau's research priorities for fiscal years 2022 through 2026. The Learning Agenda also outlines activities intended to answer those questions through a detailed implementation plan. But what about little L learning? This is where we get into the program learning cycle. So what is this program learning cycle? The basic program cycle involves a continuous feedback loop between program planning and design and implementation, with learning occurring at each step of the process. Following program implementation, we ask ourselves, where did we succeed and where did we encounter challenges? We then use that information during program planning and design to ask ourselves, how can we leverage our successes and how can we improve upon our challenges? Which allows us to update how we implement our program for future cohorts, and the process repeats itself. You'll then notice at the bottom that monitoring and evaluation activities occur at all stages of the cycle. The combination of both Big L and Little L learning creates a learning culture within an organization. And that's it for our module on learning. When you're ready, you can head back to the training overview and move on to Module 3, looking at why we care about monitoring and evaluation.